His opponent.
A dark cloud has descended upon the SRC auditorium. And in that dark cloud, the only thing illuminated is one of the most dangerous beings in the Coastal Wrestling Federation. That is the Manimal, Kaedon Marx. The Manimal, Kaedon Marx, who has left a mark on many a competitor here at the CWF. And right now, those hungry predator eyes are gauged in, locked in on only one person. That it is my broadcast partner, Darryon Drummond. Ladies and gentlemen, you may remember last month on our last edition of Voltage, Kaedon Marx was involved in a CWF championship matchup with Justin Flo, and it was after that match that Darryon Drummond does what he's been doing. He ran up from the announce table and he attacked Manimal. Now later on in the evening, Manimal thought, well, an eye for an eye, so he inserted himself in the triple threat matchup that Darryon Drummond was involved in and pretty much cost Darryon the victory. And the last thing Darryon said before he headed to the back, looked right into the camera and said, "Manimal, you dead." And all the pageantry, all the intimidation that Manimal likes to do, likes to show off, it doesn't intimidate Darryon Drummond. Darryon Drummond has held gold in other companies. He has stared down Ice Road Titans. He has fought Wild Things. He has been in the company of turncoats. He has even faced down men that called themselves machines. and he has survived each and every encounter, and he told me Manimal is no different. The bell is rung, and here we go. The second half of CWF Conspiracy is underway. Darryon Drummond pointing to the mat. I think the message is loud and clear. A little bit of show of disrespect there to Manimal. Shove now, and Manimal shoving him right back. And now, blocking the blow from Darryon, but now Darryon and Manimal just exchanging strikes right there in the middle of the ring. There isn't going to be a filling out process. These two men just want to beat the crap out of each other. Case in point with that clothesline. And now Darryon Drummond retreating to lower ground. Going to take a moment and strategize. This is a tactic that he says a lot of people should employ. He practiced what he preaches here at the announce table. And there is a bit of history, ladies and gentlemen, between Manimal and Darryon, and not just what I alluded to earlier. In Manimal's first match, when he competed for the very first time here in the CWF, he went up against Darryon. Darryon got that victory. The next matchup of note was when Manimal defended his title, the D1 title, in a gauntlet match, and was able to pin Darryon in that gauntlet match. So they are 1-1 essentially here. And now going to try to uneven that score here and get a victory and be 2-1 against the other man. Darryon is a brawler, a street fighter, but he is a high school wrestler, and he doesn't mind going to that mat-based technical prowess when it so suits him. Right now, Manimal firmly in control with that headlock. Darryon with the rope. Wasn't able to get the break there. Now pushed into the ropes. Bouncing off the other side. And a spear nearly breaking Darryon Drummond in half. Darryon Drummond having to use that middle rope, that middle turnbuckle to try to get back up to his feet. Manimal just closing in, has plenty more for Darryon Drummond. Manimal doesn't take kindly to men attacking him. Well, his back's turned. Manimal proving his mettle time and time again. Has had wars with the likes of Jet Danger, with the Enterprise. Managed to beat Marshall Briggs in a Marshall Rules matchup. And now, colliding with all of his body into Darryon Drummond. Going for the pin here. No, only a 2 count. Darryon rolling away like a scalded dog. Perhaps going to retreat to the outside again. Perhaps thinking better of it. Then again, Darryon might not be thinking of all, might just be acting on instinct. Case in point right here, he may have been playing possum. Laying in the blows to Manimal, laying in that knee now. Manimal now being held up by that second rope. And Darryon Drummond using his environment as a weapon. Referee Jay Blanchard making sure he breaks the 5 count. Darryon Drummond was incensed earlier when the pop star Johnny Romano won the D1 title. That only added to the frustration and anger of Darryon. And now he has a target, an outlet for all that frustration and anger onto Manimal. And I think he's exercising some demons, if you will, right now onto Manimal's frame. Picking up speed, colliding into Manimal right there. Manimal falling down now on his knees. On his side. Darryon gonna try to end it, hooks the leg. No, only a Only a 2 count. Laying that knee into the side of the Manimal. Laying in that knee again. And now, I talked about it earlier. Darryon Drummond, a brawler, a street fighter, but can lay the submissions in when he deems it necessary. Earlier this year, even got a win over Nathan Sims in a submission matchup. So he has mat-based prowess when it so suits him. That's just not how Darryon normally likes to get the job done. Likes to instead rely on his nastiness and sheer tenacity. Thought he might be going for a net breaker, thought better of it, and just laying in another blow to the spine of Manimal. Hooking the leg, no. Manimal able to kick out. Manimal, a former tag team champion, a former 2-time D1 champion. That D1 championship now around the waist of Johnny Romano. Once again, congratulations, Johnny. Manimal coming off back-to-back losses. Both of those were opportunities to win the CWF title. So he wants to get this win here and try to get back in contention. Darryon, meanwhile, 2-1 in his last 3 outings. Wants to continue his winning ways, perhaps be in line for a title shot. He might be eyeing that D1 title. This crowd chanting for Manimal. Short arm clothesline from Darryon, and you see the grin on his face. He likes knowing that these people are seeing him inflict pain on one of their chosen heroes. What worked once will work again. Slice of the throat. Darryon saying it's going to be over here. And now, missing with the clothesline. And a German suplex on a Darryon Drummond. The Manimal still has some bite. Still has some fight left in him. Darryon ain't stumped it all out. And now, going for the pin. Darryon able to kick out again, though. Darryon now, kind of an inverted bear hug here. A sitting down bear hug, perhaps. Just slowing things down, keeping Manimal centered in the ring where he can't reach those ropes for a rope break. Manimal's going to have to rely solely on his own power. So far, Manimal still on his knees. Reaching out for something, ain't gonna find anything, nothing but air there. But Manimal now back up to his feet, but getting plopped right back down there by Darryon Drummond. Darryon once again working on the ribs. And this is the strategy, if you will, of the brutality of Darryon Drummond. He finds a part on your body and concentrates 95% of his offense on it. You saw him striking the ribs on both sides early in the match, and now just has that submission locked in, trying to use that pain to make Manimal tap out. Darryon. Probably had the taste knocked out of his mouth there. Manimal back up to his feet. A clothesline. And another clothesline and a Darryon. Darryon now up on the shoulders, able to slip out. Laying in those knees to the frame of Manimal. Reverse Irish whip. Manimal has him up on his shoulders. And dropping him down on the mat. Has him on top. No, only a 2 count. This crowd still chanting for Manimal, Manimal. Title or not around his waist, he is still their champion. Manimal now back up to his feet, throwing out the arm pad. And a super kick onto Darryon, and another super kick. Now, Manimal, and a super kick right to the face of Darryon Drummond. Manimal can sense the end. There is blood on the trail. There's blood in the water going for the pin. That cocky pin wasn't enough. Manimal has plenty more left in the gas tank, though, here for Darryon. Darryon trying to get back up to his feet. Manimal sizing him up, getting ready to strike. Darryon turning around. Manimal has him up on his shoulders. Darryon doing everything he can, able to slip out. Darryon signaling for the drive-by. Manimal had it planned, though. Now it's Darryon up on his shoulders. Planted right into the mat. Manimal, though, not done. Gonna fly high. Gonna have flight in the middle of Kaedon. And he connects. And it's over.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the winner, the Manimal, Kaedon Marx.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the Manimal, Kaedon Marx, evening the score with Darryon Drummond. Darryon clutching at his stomach there. Gave Manimal one heck of a fight, but he found out when you poke the Manimal bites. Darryon can hardly stand. Jay Blanchard, our referee, checking on him. Manimal standing tall, picking up the victory here at CWF Conspiracy. What a big win it was. Climbing back up the ranks. And Darryon, when he pulls himself back together, if he can make it back to the announce booth, is not going to be a happy camper. And a low blow onto Manimal. Darryon Drummond once again attacking Kaedon Marx when his back is turned. Darryon, what are you doing? The match is over. No, and a drive-by. A boom right to the head of Manimal, bites down from that low blow. If ever there was a sore loser, it's my broadcast partner, Darryon Drummond. Darryon, sometimes you disgust me. Darryon Drummond clutches himself, but he's still pleased with his actions, grinning so wide he might swallow his ears. Well, folks, I figured with that pin, things would be settled between Manimal and Darryon, but they ain't settled nothing yet. I would imagine. Darryon gonna go to the back. Manimal has won the battle, but the war continues.